And we are officially back with the guests.
We're on a Zoomy guest. We got two of the heaviest hitters of the band Atlas from Melbourne, or Gippsland, as we've been informed.
We just found out.
Not quite Melbourne City, but they're down in that coastal area from Gippsland. We've got Nick and Nathan from Atlas, boys. Thanks for joining. Is it Atlas? Right? Is that right? Is the A just upside down? Are we fucking?
Yes, that is.
We're doing that right.
Yes.
I've seen
because you don't want to pronounce the V. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
I've heard people be like Atlas or something like weird, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure they're just doing the metalcore.
Yeah, that's it. The upside down. Yeah.
But we'll get to that. We want to dive into that a little bit more. But look, thank you guys for jumping on. We've been trying to track you down for a little while so that we could make this pod happen. Obviously, we just love hearing the stories about that. So yeah, thank you so much for jumping on, boys.
No worries, man. It's good to be here.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Not a problem. Now, you guys have been pretty busy, but look, let's start before we get to all the amazing stuff that's been going on with Atlas and the EP and the touring. Tell us about whoever wants to jump in first, and tell us a little bit about where your musical journey started. Was it a triangle in year 8 in the back of the room, and you just realised, nah, I reckon there's more to this?
Or was it hot cross bun on the recorder?
Was it hot cross bun on the recorder?
Because that's where it was for me, baby.
Yeah, whoever wants to chime in first, where did it all start for you musically?
Yeah, you can get first, Nathan.
Okay, he always chucks me in first for these ones. Oh, geez, I don't know. It's musically, like, I'm not very musically talented, in a traditional sense.
Yeah.
I've always loved music, ever since I can remember. Like, I remember when I was real young, I had the Offspring's Americana on cassette, and I was like 6 maybe, and I just
fuck yeah,
I flogged the shit out of that for years. Love that album. Yeah, just like sort of through my parents sort of thing. Took me to a couple of concerts. Like, I went to like see Nickelback, which was like pretty crazy for me.
Yeah.
I was like, this is like the heaviest thing I've ever fucking seen.
Yeah.
Nickelback.
Nickelback have actually gotten heavier again, man.
Yeah, I know.
Nickelback have gotten fucking heavy.
Getting genty with some of their riffs.
Yeah.
I love 0 and 1 at the moment.
Nickelback has some mad riffs.
Yeah.
Then from there sort of thing, like as I hit high school, I sort of, made a few friends that were into like sort of metal and stuff, and I just, would get on LimeWire and, chuck in certain bands, and it'd come up with other stuff and like all that stuff, and try and find it through there.
Good old LimeWire.
Yep.
It's a classic. With then you every now and then you download a virus, and it's like just Bill Clinton going, "I did not have sexual relations with that girl."
I definitely ruined my family computer a couple of times doing that. But yeah, from there, like sort of, Bullet for My Valentine, like Sevenfold, Atreyu. I went and saw that concert when I was like 13.
Yeah, me too, bro. Me too.
Yeah. That was mad.
Atreyu Avenged, Bullet for My Valentine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fucking screamer.
Yeah. Then from there, like I was really into Killswitch Engage. Fucking loved Killswitch Engage. I remember seeing like their live DVD, and I just couldn't believe that someone could like scream and sing so well, like Howard did. Like, I was just like, this is mad. This is like what I want to do.
Yep.
And then from there, just I got heavier and heavier, and like Parkway Drive and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Suicide Silence, Sweatfest, obviously. I don't know if you guys went to Sweatfest, but that was mad. Like, really eye-opening one, because that was just like real heavy.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Because that was like the first time the Acacia Strain came, and my friend got knocked out in like the first song, and like I was just like trying to drag him out of the pit, and I just like got straight back in there. It was just like, that was a mad time.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and from there, I just always wanted to be in a band and stuff, and sort of didn't really have any musical talent sort of thing, but figured out I could sort of sing and definitely wanted to learn how to scream or teach myself how to scream, and sort of through trial and error and, you know, stuff, I've sort of come to where I am today. I've been in a few bands.
So how long have you been like screaming for now, you'd say?
I've 16 years maybe. I tried when I started learning when I was like 14.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm almost 30 now.
Paying dividends, my man, because you've got a fucking hell of a
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Rate it very highly, so it's definitely the years are paying off. I like now can like do when I like there was a point only a couple of years ago where like it just hurt me to even like try to scream along, like I just couldn't do it. And I've gotten to a point now where I feel like I can do some sounds.
Yeah, okay.
Every now and then I'll be hell happy with myself.
Yeah.
I was brutal.
That sounds fucking tough. Yeah.
But like before, it would like, and I'm even like feeling myself like slowly be able to get better at like doing it. So it's a crazy thing, like to when people kind of say like it's just a nothing skill or whatever.
Oh yeah, there's so much to it.
Yeah, man.
And then
have you ever seen that Jared Dines video where he just goes around asking the people at the show to do their best metal scream?
Yeah.
And then you can tell straight away. People then when someone does a good one, and then he'll go, "Oh yeah, how long have you been screaming for?" And they'll be like, "Yeah, 12 years."
Yeah.
That's crazy. I had no idea how much talent.
And then the thing is like you actually finally get up on stage, and the emotion of being on stage, then like instantly technique just goes out the door.
Yeah.
Like, and you got to like kind of learn to control it, because then you'll fucking step off stage and you have no voice.
Yeah.
Dude, sometimes even nowadays, I've been screaming for so long, I'll get caught up in the moment and just go way too fucking hard and like just ruin myself.
Yeah.
So it does take a lot of fucking practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And once you push it too far, man, like it's so hard to be able to then keep going and whatever. Like I know that's the thing. I mean, look at how many singers we've lost because they just pushed it, too far and just weren't able to feel good about the control or whatever again after they just pushed it too hard on a tour. That's happened so often. So yeah, it's just way more intricate than what people possibly imagine, man. So when you say you're not really a talented, that's bullshit. I'm here to gas
has it always just been screaming, or have you dipped your hand into the old the classical?
Can you play hot cross buns on the recorder?
I would not be able to play hot cross. I would not.
What
about just singing then? Just normal singing?
I feel like I have a nice singing voice. I've never really done anything with it really.
Yeah.
It's been more into the screaming sort of thing, but as I think I might want to try some of it in this future Atlas stuff, but Borthy obviously Borthy does a lot of the cleans and stuff too, but just to bring a little bit more diversity sort of thing. But we'll see. But yeah, I can't play any musical instrument, as any of the boys will be able to tell you.
I have witnesses.
Well, thanks so much, man. That's a pretty good breakdown of your history. We'll throw it over to the man behind the skins. Take it away. Maybe just change it.
All right. So if we're talking about my drumming side, it goes back to like when I was at least 10 to 12 years old. A family member had it's like an old dirty drum kit in the garage, and when we used to go there, I used to like muck around and just like used to make noise and whatever else. I had no idea what I was doing. And then a few years later, that's when Guitar Hero World Tour came out, and they introduced like the drum kit.
Oh, so you went hard on that one, did you?
Yeah, I went hard on that. Yeah, I reckon Mum and Dad must have bought me like 4 or 5 replacements because I just was playing it every day.
No shit.
And then I came home one day and Dad was like, "I'm sick of buying a new drum kit for Guitar Hero because it's going to be gone in a month. So here's an actual drum kit now."
Oh, that's a big step for a parent, man, because that would have gone from 0 dB to 115 real quick.
Yeah, he just turns around and looks at me and goes, "You owe me big time now." So yeah, he couldn't get me off it, and then mucked around for a few years, and then finally went and got lessons and got into like musical theory and stuff like that. So that was definitely a big change from learning by ear and just basically the feel of it to actually reading sheet music.
Yeah.
And then in terms of like music itself, I didn't really get into it till I was at least, 15, 16 in high school. Like, not until I met like Fitzy, one of our guitarists. He was the one that really got me into heavy music. Like, that's when he introduced me to like Bullet, Lamb of God, Meshuggah, like all those sort of stuff. I'm just like when I heard Meshuggah for the first time, I was like, what is this?
Yeah, bro.
I'm like, this is intense.
Yeah.
And then after that, like, that's when I really got into it, when we were going to like Soundwave festivals and whatever. So like big heavy acts were coming through. Like, we're like, we got to go. And that's when like I discovered like North Lane for the first time and get to see Prom Queen and Viart and just some really cool bands. And I always was like, really wanted to do that. I'm like, I want to be on that stage and, be playing music like this. Like, this is sick. Yeah. Seeing like the crowd get into it and just like the emotion in the room and stuff like that. I'm like, that's what I want to be a part of. So like, we were jamming a bit, like me and Fitzy and like a few other mates, but could never make anything happen. Like, basically where we are, there's no like music scene, doesn't exist.
Yeah,
so
I could imagine, man. Yeah,
it's tough. Like, I think where we are is like probably 10,000 people living where we are.
Yeah.
So any like heavy bands that were here have left and they've gone to Melbourne, like Ocean Sleeper and Mirrors and all that. Like, we went to high school with those guys. And
okay, yeah.
Wow.
So
there's talent out there though in those.
In the sticks, mate. Yeah. Fucking hell.
Our bush, the boys.
Yeah, shit. Do you reckon that could partially be because you didn't have as much to do? So, like, if you lived in the CBD of Melbourne, there would be so much to fucking do. Whereas, like,
smoking hell ass.
Yeah. But do you reckon it could be because you're like, all right, it's Friday night, boys. Let's just get the fucking kit out. Let's fucking write a jam. Because I know it's a little bit like that here in Adelaide. I mean, we basically live in like the heart of Adelaide, so like there's still like 1 million plus people here, but it's like, it's not like, where you'd expect Sydney or Melbourne, where it would be like there's always an event that you could go to.
Yeah.
For sure.
We get starved here a fair bit.
Yeah.
And did for a lot of it, especially our teenage years and whatever as well. Like, so I think that's why we do have a bit of a cool like music thing. And that was one of the only things that we did used to be able to go to.
Yeah.
When you were young, was shows. Like, all ages shows were like the big thing to do. So I think that's why a lot of people got into music. It's probably not happening as much these days because it's all gone away. But, I think that's part of kind of why you guys are probably going, man, we need something to kill time.
Absolutely, yeah, because otherwise we're just sitting around doing nothing.
Yeah.
And like, look, there was a scene at one point, but by the time I was getting towards 16, 17, and 18, where I was actually able to go out to those things, it had died off.
Yeah.
So like, when like freezer events came and stuff like that, that's when like people would get their only chance to see like a heavy band play. And so people used to turn up for that, but since now, like, getting to go to Melbourne and stuff like that, it's like so much better.
Yeah.
Like, in the 5 years now we've been a band, this year is like the first time we've actually could play a home show in Traralgon.
Oh, wow. Okay. After 5 years, you've only just been able to put on a show.
Yeah, because there was just no venues for it. There's only recently a venue started to put on shows, and like Destroyer Lines have been jumping on it and booking shows there now.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's good, man. Yeah, that's what you want to hear.
Better late than never, I guess, in that regard.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, are there any bands of any note before Atlas for both of you? Because we forgot to cover that, or is this the first big project?
Well, for me, it is the first big project. Like, we did like mucking around, like stuff in the parents' garage and like jamming, and attempted to write. Had no idea what I was doing, but attempted to write.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Atlas would definitely be like the first serious project that I've been in, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Is that the same for you as well?
No, I've been a couple before. I was in like quite a few like garage bands when I was younger, like nothing serious. But then when I was about 18, 19, I was in a band called Hands of Hope, which horrible band name.
Hands were a thing for a while.
They were. It was like
everyone. It was like Hand of Mercy, like, you know.
Yeah. Hands like houses.
Yeah, hands like houses, all that sort of stuff. But, like, it was really like that sort of like melodic hardcore sort of era.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Where like Savior were massive and blowing up and all that sort of stuff, and everyone wanted to be Savior, and we wanted to be Savior.
Yeah.
So I was in that band from 2012 to 2015, late 2015.
Okay. Yeah. So that band stuck around for a while then.
Yeah, we were around for a while. We did some pretty cool things.
Yeah, dope.
We supported some pretty big international bands and stuff in that time, which was pretty cool. Really, like, that gave me my start, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, I met a lot of cool people through that band as well. In a local scene, and like I played a few notable people in the local scene played in that band. So
okay, interesting.
Yeah, like I played with Scotty from Alpha Wolf. That was one of his first bands.
Oh no shit, that's cool, man. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So just the name drop.
so have you guys actually played a show with Alpha Wolf now as Atlas?
No, we have not yet.
Interesting. Bucket list then.
Good to see them here. I went both nights. They ended up putting on 2 shows here. And I was like, fuck, I hadn't been to a show since Unified
2020. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I already bought tickets before it sold out on the first night, and they added a second night, and I was just like, bang, I'm going for it. And it was so good. I've never done that before. I've never done the whole, like, you know, band 2 nights in a row. I wish I did it for Parkway's 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, that was a fucking slammer. Yeah.
The only time I've ever done that, I did it with, it was Ghost Inside.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, it was before their accident and all that, because I haven't been here, obviously, since.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think it was the one they played with Architects, maybe, or Amity. I can't remember. But, like, we went to the 2 shows in Melbourne, and then we flew over to Adelaide. And
no shit.
Me and my partner.
Fucking hell, you did a third.
Yeah, we did a third.
Shit. What year was that then? If they played with Architects, because I remember seeing them with Devil Wears Prada, and
you're talking about the Parkway one. Parkway, Devil Wears Prada,
Ghost Inside.
Lions, Ghost Inside.
Yeah.
It might have been Amity. I'm not sure, actually.
That would have been a sick show though.
I know Buried in Verona were on it. I just can't remember who fucking headlined.
That feeling of knowing you get to do it over again, there's nothing like that. The whole time I was just like, soak it in, but you get to do it all over again. Like, it was just so cool. But then the next night came around, I was like, fuck! Well, then I knew it had an end. It had an end time, but it was still good.
Yeah, we normally save questions for the end, but I need to sting one out right now. Do you guys have like an iconic gig that you just, if I've mentioned, hey, say, what's the best gig you've seen? Do you have one that just sticks out into your head right now, like?
Oh, fuck! I'd have to.
Yeah, they do.
Jeez.
I'd have to.
Iconic.
Yeah, I'd have to say Sweatfest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just because that was the first heavy, like, and they were massive. They all those bands became massive.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Confession Open. It was like when they were first starting out.
Yeah.
Then they had their first EP out, and then there was like the Acacia Strain, A Day to Remember.
Wow. No
Suicide
shit.
Silence, and then Parkway. Like,
that's a fucking huge show.
And I think I was like 17.
Yeah.
Or else I was 16. I was actually 16. So like it was just, yeah, that one for me is always going to be the best one I've ever seen, I think.
Yeah.
I remember being into like A Day to Remember and like Parkway and that, and someone showed me Suicide Silence, and I was just like, oh, this isn't for me. Like there was a point in my life.
Oh, really?
Like, oh, this is a bit too heavy.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I remember I heard.
It's an acquired taste after a while. Now I'm like, yeah, give me the most fucking brutal. But I still like all my, you know what I mean? Like, I now can enjoy the entire range, but
I guess it's a little bit like that. I remember when like the first kind of proper like, you know, experience I had with it was Whore to a Chainsaw.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is a bit fierce.
Yeah.
But then after I was kind of sinking in a little bit, I was just like, you know, like it's fucking.
My ex was like full into like Waking the Cadaver.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, right. Yeah.
So like that was my intro into it, and so I think that kind of turned me off it because that's so far.
Yeah.
In the direction where it's
So Waking the Cadaver, what an intro.
Yeah. Oh no, man.
Fuck. It's just unbelievable. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm good with my clean choruses in Homesick.
There's one thing about Waking the Cadaver that I'll always remember. The one song "Chased Through the Woods" by a Rapist.
The shredded weed.
Right? Yeah, the shredded weed. The shredded weed. Yes. And and the snare that sounded like a bag of popcorn. Boop, boop, boop.
Yeah, dude. My first ever band wanted to be pretty much Waking the Cadaver. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, when I was like 14, we were called 12 gauge facelift. Yeah, we cover all that sort of shit, you know, Jump for a Cowboy, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Another heaviness.
Yeah.
And now you go back and listen to it, and I'm like, I don't know, it's just different because
It is
I've heard
different.
so much like shit.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, this is kind of cool, but like at the time I was just like throwing holy water on the.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was just a different time.
What about you, Clavs? What about for your concert?
Yeah, your show.
Jeez, they're like is a tie, and one of them is when I saw Miss Sugar and Lamb of God at Festival Hall. Like, it's a big difference from hearing like that sort of band on record and then actually seeing it live.
Yeah.
And just being like, God damn, like that drummer's just playing all of this stuff effortlessly, like just no sweat at all. But probably the other one that'd be tied with that, I'd say, would be when I saw, it was like an old theatre that's closed down now, it doesn't exist anymore, but it was North Lane, Prom Queen, and Varda's Murder. And
Oh wow.
like that era of North Lane was when they just released like Dispossession as well. So it was like
No shit.
right at the start. And yeah, I just remember getting like, we were a couple of rows from the front and the venue owner was giving the whole spiel like, I don't want to see crowd stuff and blah, 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 or it gets shut down. Like, we're not taking anything like that. And I was like, why would that happen anyway? Like, I had no idea what was in for me. I think it was not long, like probably my second or third show. And next minute, North Lane starts playing, and the 7 mates I had with me, I look back, and they're just all gone. They've just been like sucked into the pit, just disappeared. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm on now.
Fuck yeah, that's epic. That's epic. That would have been such a sick show.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Is it Nick, the drummer from North Lane as well? Is that his
Yeah.
name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a drummer. We used to play a game.
Guess the snare.
Yeah, the snare with Quantum Flux, and like even my mates that are drummer, like it's just so off time.
Yeah, you just like fuck. You know, I've heard of polyrhythm, but I haven't heard of that fucking. You know,
Yeah,
like.
no, it's so like crazy. It's just, and he's just insanely talented.
Do you know who else? Like another drummer that I really respect, Matt Greiner from August Burns Red.
Yeah, dude.
He's mechanical. That man.
That whole band's musical talent is fucking through.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Have you ever listened to a band called Car Bomb?
Car Bomb. I've heard of them,
Yeah.
but I've never listened to them.
I can't remember the drummer's name, but like, dude, if you want to listen to a crazy drummer, listen to Car Bomb. Like that guy,
Yeah?
insane. Yeah.
I reckon someone else has mentioned them on a pod before.
Yeah.
I reckon someone has brought them up in the guestion because that's
Yeah, we're gonna have to check. We're gonna have to suss it out. Yeah.
I reckon it might have been my mate from Swordfish Trombone.
Oh yeah.
He was talking about Cool Bear. I reckon he might.
Yeah, cool.
He's a drummer as well. So
Yeah. It must just be a drummer
just-
thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, just be prepared, dude. It's intense. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
heard the song and I was like, whoa, all right, here we go.
Hey, we've already talked about Waking the Cadaver, right? So
Yeah. Hey, so you can't get.
intense can
Yeah.
really be.
Yeah.
Have you guys done Unify before? We mentioned it's down there, you know, at the bottom. It's a little bit closer to. Well, it's kind of the same distance from both of you. But have you done the festival before?
We haven't. No.
It's definitely
dude.
a bucket list thing. We hope
Yeah. No
to have
doubt.
that opportunity for sure.
Well, we're from fucking Adelaide, and you've done it 4 times. I've done it 3 times, dude. It is. I don't know if it'll ever be the same with COVID shit. or
I've
whatever,
been.
so.
We just haven't played.
Oh, no,
Oh
that's
yeah.
what I meant.
Yeah.
I would know if you guys were on the bill. We've been there.
Yeah. We may like just go
No,
to
I meant,
the.
have you guys had been to the festival?
Yeah, I've been to everyone except for the last one. I think Gutturals.
Yeah,
How
same.
fucking good is it, dude?
Yeah.
Just amazing.
Yeah, it's a vibe.
I hope that it stays around.
Yeah.
Even that we didn't get to go to it because like shit was so hectic. But the one that they had in Ballarat last year, then
Oh, Night and Day Festival. Yeah.
That looked amazing.
Oh, I wish I went to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's such
I
a
didn't
sick
go to that
vibe.
one because we had a show like the next week, and I didn't want to get COVID.
Yeah, that's fair enough,
that's
man.
right. Yeah.
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 That's the thing, man. Like the whole, I mean, that one obviously was not a camping one. You had to come in and out, but the Unify thing of just like,
Yeah.
again, every time I've been there, I don't think I've seen one fight. I think we've talked about this
No,
before.
no.
Never at a festival has there been like bring your own alcohol, like camping, just absolutely like I've seen more people on ketamine and things.
Yeah.
I've never seen them.
Jousting.
Lots of fucking horse
The
riding,
shoulder
like,
jousting.
sanctuary.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've just never seen anyone like arc up at anyone else. It's just so like full of love. It's
Yeah.
like the atmosphere and that, and it's like the weather is fucking miserable. It's January. There's 100-kilometer wind shutting down a whole day of bands, and still no one's agitated.
No one cares.
No one has a fucking gazebo anymore.
Yeah.
Waterlogged, and they're still smiling. Like,
it's fucking incredible, man.
You can't like.
But that's also the
talking about like people who've not been to it. Like you couldn't describe the actual feeling that you get being at that festival if they've never actually been there and felt it before. And we would be due an announcement soon if they were going to be
one for next year. So. We would be actually. Yeah,
it's not going to happen.
you don't reckon?
Yeah, just because like it would have been announced by now, wouldn't it?
Or you would think so. Yeah,
they would have said something like every other year. I think I would have already had tickets. So
true.
August,
it would be around this time.
Yeah, dropped half the lineup and done tickets. So that's a bit disappointing.
So
I think this year killed them.
Oh
they struggled after the cancellation of the year before, and then the lineup unfortunately just
COVID just destroyed a lot of things, to be honest.
It did, man.
And then Night and Day as well kind of probably fucked them a bit. Also, because Night and Day put on a fucking an absolute huge lineup.
Yeah.
So a lot of people went, oh fuck.
I'll just go to Night and Day.
15 days apart or whatever.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? You know. It's so I hope that it isn't the end of them because it is truly something special and it's our own metal camping festival.
Exactly, and no doubt for you guys, it is something that you want to actually be able to play. Like you know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah. It'd be absolutely amazing to play a festival like that.
Have you done a festival at all?
No.
All gigs.
Bucket list items
so let's dig a bit deeper into Atlas. Let's really talk about it. So when did the band actually start? When did Atlas first form?
So Atlas formed in late 2017, about November, I believe, 2017.
Yep. Okay.
Well, that's when we announced that we were a band, but like we had been mucking around for about probably 5 to 6 months prior before announcing.
Yep.
Like this was back when no one knows this, but this was back when like Atlas was originally going to have 2 screamers.
Okay.
And a clean vocalist. Yeah. So this is going like way back. And
I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah. We keep that on the low. But yeah, that's well, we tried it and like it seemed alright at the time, but then actually trying to track 2 screamers and a clean vocalist was just impossible. Trying to make it blend nicely without it being like forced.
Yeah. So when you first started then, what was the original kind of sound you were going for? Is it still kind of what you're putting out today or were you kind of going, all right, we want to try and target something? Was there like a...
At the time when we started, like originally like we'd just gotten together and we honestly had no idea what we wanted. Like we were sort of just like, we liked, all right, let's bunch up and write stuff. But because at the time we had so many different tastes of music, it was really hard to try and like narrow down exactly what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
So we like at the time, I think we were listening to like a lot of like, Architects and, Polaris and stuff like that. So that's what the sort of music we were writing at the time because we could write it. But then as like time progressed on, eventually our taste changed. Like I know a few of the boys have now like listening to a lot more like hardcore sort of music and I'm listening to a lot more heavier stuff too now, and obviously, I mean, it reflects in the record now. Like,
yeah, most definitely. I was going to say because the when we did one of our more recent react videos and we reacted to Cold Blood, and I was like, yeah, this is definitely has a bit of more of like a deathcore-y kind of feel to it. And then so does Comethazine, which is my favorite song by you guys.
I want to get to that breakdown. I like, those like, do you remember where you were when I like remember?
Yeah, you sent it to me, bro.
Yeah, I did straight away. I was sitting at my computer when it first dropped, and like I listened to the full song maybe 3 times, and then the breakdown maybe 10. Like I was literally just like, and my missus is like, what are you doing? And I'm like, come here, listen to this fucking thing right now. Is this not the fucking best breakdown?
Yeah.
She's like,
it's the talking that gets me actually.
Yeah.
Like who does the talking? Who's the one talking in the breakdown?
That's Matt.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because it's just creepy, bro. Like it's
the
China thing. Yeah. It's the China.
It's the single Chinas followed by the like quad fucking Chinas, whatever. I don't know musical theory.
Yeah.
That is just fucking hugeness, man. Absolutely huge. And it's reflected in, like, that song's, like, pretty popular for you guys now as well, isn't it? Like, it's kind of blown the fuck up.
That song, yeah, blew up. I always thought that song was going to blow up as soon as I heard it.
Had a feeling about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because that breakdown's so unique.
Yeah.
I was always curious on how people were going to react to it because it is very unexpected. And like, I always listen to the EP from like front to back over and over again. And that song would always come on. I'm like, geez, I can't wait to see how people are going to react to this. If it's going to be really bad.
Yeah, it's because there's just this, like, this eerie emptiness that feels like it goes on for like 30 seconds before the like, it's just that you've been able to capture this, like, this awe that happens for like what feels like an eternity before the next chug, and then it happens 10 times before the end of the breakdown. And I think that that's just so hard to do because empty breakdowns have been done before.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? We've all heard the, like, all right, yeah, there's
black tongue,
the fucking, there's 30 seconds before you hear the next note, but it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel take the pissy, if that makes sense, right? Like, it doesn't feel like you were trying to
purposely go,
this thing where it was like, yeah, look how stupid this is. It feels like it's meant to be there.
Exactly.
And that you're, like, getting taken on this.
Was there a part of this EP where you were sitting there and you were writing it and you were like, you know what? I think this is the one that is going to be special for this most recent release. Or have you felt that way about everything you've done?
I mean, like, I had like particular songs when I first started, but then as like it kept going and going on, like my thoughts kept changing all the time. So like, I think for me now where I'm at after like the EP's release, I think the ones that would probably stand out most for me would be Comethazine, Kodo Kushi, and probably Synthetic Heaven would be. I mean, Synthetic Heaven has a special place in my heart anyway, but I think that those three are definitely would be the ones for me right now. But who's to say in a couple of weeks they could completely change and then I'll like Cold or something like that. So it's hard to say.
So dig into Synthetic Heaven then, because you said that it's a special one for you. What do you mean by that?
So that song, it just talks about my grandfather who had passed away suddenly.
Yeah.
So it talks about like how, because at the time, I was working away a lot. I would basically get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and would be back, 4 o'clock on the Saturday. I could work in New South Wales or whatever else.
Yeah. And
trying to do that and also balance band life. So basically you get home and you've got 2 days to catch up for what you've missed on during the whole week. And so that it's just talking about me. I come home from a gig on a Sunday night and I was meant to catch up with him. And I said to him, I'm sorry, I've got to get up really early. I'll see you when I get back. And unfortunately he died the next day.
Wow.
And so it just talks about like the regret that I have for not making the time to see him when I should have. Like, he wasn't ill or anything. He just suddenly died in his sleep. And unfortunately I didn't get to say goodbye. That's
crazy, man. And then now that you can kind of release that in music, and that, I understand why you would be like, that's got a special kind of meaning to me, because it would be like, because something so tragic like that really makes you sit and reflect, going like, fuck, life's so short, man. And it could happen at any time. So yeah, it makes complete sense why a song like that would be so powerful to you as well.
Yeah, the way that Clavs has written that song as well makes it like very relatable for, I think, most people. Like, like I know when we were recording the music video, that was like a real heavy day. Like I know most of us cried that day.
Yeah.
We were just all thinking about, people that we've lost that it applies to. It's a really hard hitting, like hits close to home sort of.
Yeah. 100%, man. And it's like that, and like we just said, it's that emotional release, and like I think people listening to that, they get that from that song 100%.
Yeah, we had Scott Midland from Amicia on last week. The episode hasn't come out yet, but he was talking about, we asked him at the end, because we have a massive focus on mental health on this podcast, and you know, we sort of said to him, like, he was talking about battling through depression and things like that. And we said, what's been the best thing for you? And he said, screaming, like, you know, singing and whatever, like, has been. Is that something that you also agree with? And even, I guess, just music in general, is that something that is cathartic for you guys to have that outlet and that creative outlet and be able to put those words into a song that you then get to immortalize forever? Is that something that helped you getting through something that was really hard, obviously with the passing of your grandfather, and for yourself personally as well, just in your own journey, Nathan, that you've got that outlet?
For me, like I've always sort of used like music and like screaming, I think, as an outlet. You know, it's almost like, you know, hitting the gym and just like letting it all out sort of thing. For me, it's definitely screaming, getting, you know, whether it be just practicing or just getting up with the band or whatever. And that really hit close to home for me when like the lockdowns and stuff hit for COVID. I was going, what the fuck? I'm so sad, like, and I'm so angry, and like everything's building up, and I don't have that release anymore.
Yeah.
So obviously, like, me being in Melbourne and the rest of the boys being in Gippsland, like we had a few months when I joined that we could jam regularly and stuff, and then all of a sudden it was just gone, and I was just, I was like I was missing it so much, like
no doubt, bro.
Yeah. And like it, and I was going, what the fuck am I like missing so much in my life right now? And it was just performing music.
Yeah.
Just like screaming and letting that out in that way. It's a really good, as you said, cathartic.
Yeah. Is that same for you, Nick?
100%. Like music is definitely a massive outlet for me. Like, if I'm going through things or if I've had a bad day or whatever, like I'll be on my phone and on my notes, like writing lyrics, like reflect on how I'm feeling like that. Like I could scroll through my notes for days and there'd be so many songs on there that just, and that's how I've always been when it comes to my writing, like on this record and in the past. Like I've always come from a very personal place, whether it's things that I've been through or I've seen or, you know, stuff like that. But I like to write it in a way that, yes, it is coming from my experience, but I'm still going to write it that you guys are going to relate to at the same time as well.
Yeah, perfect.
And that's just how we've always been, like with our writing, whether it was this record or the record before. Like every song that you're hearing is a personal story, or you know, there's a lot of meaning behind it.
Yeah, man. And that's cool because writing it that way kind of then leaves the door open for the listener to then apply their own situation to it as well.
For sure. I've had a lot of people reach out to me and said to them how this song's affected them. And like, especially when like Synthetic came out, like there was so many messages, people going like, I can't believe how much this hits home and how much I'm relating to this. And I think a big thing too is, especially just coming through COVID as well, not being able to go outside and spend time with loved ones or friends and family and stuff like that. I think that was another big thing that just really related to people. So yeah, it's crazy what music can do for people.
Oh, definitely, man.
And this, like we've said this a million times, so sorry for our listeners, but this podcast was born out of us being in lockdowns. Like we said we were going to do it and whatever, and I finished a massive fringe tour with comedy, and then I just had nothing, and I was just feeling really deflated, and went from like the highest high of like I did 25 shows in 30 days to complete lockdown, working from home, not allowed, like only allowed to leave our house for exercise. And I was like, dude, we got to do something, like, because I just had nothing as a creative outlet, and I didn't realize how much it affected me until I just started feeling that like I need to do something. And we were like, all right, well, let's get this.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Pot off the ground. So,
yeah. Because it was the same for me. It was like I just started Rogue's Ghost. Basically, we were like, all right, let's start this band. Me and my old housemate, we were like, let's do it. Had a whole bunch of songs kind of like in the pipe ready to go, and then we just needed to go out there and find other members basically, because we both play guitar, I sing, and we just needed to find a drummer, a bassist, ECT, screamer. And then basically, that March, boom, gone. There was no shows, no like kind of really no way to go to reach out to someone and be like, hey, come round and jam or anything. So like, yeah, isn't it crazy how like you go from 1 minute being able to do so much, like perform shows or whatever, and then the next you just left kind of with with nothing, and then you never know because it could happen again. You know, in 2 years' time there could be another.
Adelaide's scene really hasn't recovered. We don't have any local
nah.
Like the only thing we get now is when legends like yourselves want to, you know, and other bands put a show together, and obviously you're trying to do the tour, and you know that you'll have ticket buyers here, luckily. But in terms of, I mean, there's nothing. For a band that's trying to get some stage time in Adelaide, we have literally nothing, and we've got a population of 1 million. So you're talking about, you know, there's even shows starting to happen in a place where there's a population of 10,000, which again is probably mostly touring bands, but still, for there to even be enough people keen to come to a show, and yet a population of 1 million, we're not even doing anything at a grassroots level. It's pretty disappointing.
And you compare that to like what it was like in 2008 with Prom Queen. And all these like more local Adelaide bands that we used to go and see at Fowlers and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, Ben Will Hope and
Carpathian would be here all the time.
Yeah, Northlane were here all the time.
Yeah.
Hands Like Houses.
This massive. We were talking about we used to have a night called Black Market that was here, and we had like Viard and Hand of Mercy and all of these.
Everyone, anyone,
coming and playing what was a night that turned into a nightclub. Like it was like bands for the first 3 hours, then turned into like a metal.
Yeah, like a nightclub.
Metal nightclub afterwards. And it was like the most insane thing every Friday night. And there's just not even a monthly, bi-monthly, half-yearly fucking show now in Adelaide. So it's really disappointing.
Yeah.
But we're glad that at least we're getting like
still bands coming around.
67 and Haraway and that next week. And we were supposed to have volumes here.
Yeah.
4 days later. Obviously, you guys were meant to be, or are coming here, and I was meant to be going to that show. So there's still plenty coming through, which is good.
Yeah.
But just nothing happening at a lower level.
So talking about the future of Atlas, then before we roll into some questions, what's on the horizon then? Because I know you've just obviously dropped something, but we're always itching for more forward-looking stuff. Is there anything you can spill?
Nothing is really in concrete yet. Like we have definitely been discussing on what we're going to do, and we've got so many ideas. It's just a matter of actually deciding on what that will be.
Yeah.
Because like, I think one thing we can definitely agree on will be probably doing the releasing single by single.
Nice.
How we did the last record. I think for us anyway, it was very successful and it paid off.
Yeah.
And I think it seems to be just a much better way to release. Like by the time you've released that first song and then the hype starts dropping, you've already got the next one ready to go.
100%.
And then people go, oh man, like this.
So much.
Yeah.
The way now to just kind of get people. That was the thing. We were lucky that I hadn't heard Cold Blood because we were like, we want to be genuine in our reactions.
That
was the only track. I'd listen to
listen to everything else.
All right, cool. I'm gonna not listen to this one until I come to the studio so we can do the Cold Blood reaction. So, but it's definitely the way, man. Like, and again, like we were talking about this with Scott from Amicia. Sometimes as well, you could have only one song from a band that you've got into, but then you times that by however many people have just that one song. That's still better overall than what than having a big album drop or whatever, and then having 5 or 6 songs that just don't even get into people's. And sometimes they're the best songs.
Yeah.
There's quite often I've gone back and gone, hey, I need to listen to this full album. I don't know why I've only got 7 of these whatever songs, and then I go back and I'm like, holy shit! I was talking about that one with Old Souls by by
Make 'Em Suffer. Yeah.
I don't know how I just missed that song off that album.
Yeah.
And it came on my TV, and I was like, holy fucking shit, this breakdown is amazing. So it's just like, in those albums, sometimes songs just get lost.
Yeah, the thing is, like, the human attention span has been vastly shortened.
Yeah.
With these.
Yeah.
Exactly. TikTok and social media and stuff, like, no one's, like, a lot of people aren't just going to sit down and listen all the way through an album over and over again, sort of thing, and be like, oh shit, I like this song, this song, and this song. Like, if someone has just one song in front of them and they have like a few minutes and that song makes an impression, then they're more likely to just go back and listen to that same song again.
Yeah.
Whereas, otherwise it just gets, there's so much that would just get lost if you just put out an album these days.
Exactly, man, exactly. So in terms of the sound for Atlas then, moving forward, are you going to try and stick to what this last album's sound, or where are you looking to go in terms of that?
I've been thinking about a lot myself as well, like that particular question. I've been thinking about that a lot. And I definitely want to experiment, but like whether I try to figure out how far I go in terms of like experimenting.
Yeah.
Really, like I don't want to go too far in, and then next minute I look at I turn around and go, hang on, I've just completely lost like what I started, sort of thing. Like get too carried away. So this is definitely a question that's been running through my mind a lot, but I definitely don't want to go any lower in terms of tunes. Like
So what are you guys playing at the moment?
We're in drop F.
Drop F, yeah, okay, yeah.
So when we started, we were drop A, and then Sorrow came out, that was drop G, and then this is now drop F. So we're slowly just getting lower and lower as it goes.
Yeah.
I said, boys, it's a trap. If we go any lower now, then it's just we're gonna have to get 9 strings.
You're looping back around. Oh man, I fell for that too. So originally I wrote songs in A sharp, right?
Yeah.
And then I started writing in G sharp, and then I was like, oh, I really love drop F. And now, like the 2 songs that I've written in the last 6 months, they're in double drop D sharp. So it's just getting lower and lower.
Yeah, and that's what happened because we never intended to go that low. Like we were going to stay on drop G.
Yeah.
And then when we did Sorrow, because that breakdown drop tunes twice. So it goes from G to F and then double drop D.
Yeah.
And we really liked the sound of F. And I'm like, well, maybe we'll try F. And then we did those couple of songs. I'm like, okay, it's F.
I fucking love F. Yeah.
It really, like, it does, and I think this EP is a testament to it. Like, it feels like for me listening, this is the sound. It's like that you guys have been building up to the sound that you've got in this EP. And I wonder if you guys obviously feel the same, but it does for me. Like, it kind of feels like we've nailed it. And I think the reception to it is probably a testament to that as well. Is that kind of the feeling that you guys have got as well? You're like, okay, we might have found the pocket here for where we all fit very nicely.
For sure. Like, as I say, like Sorrow was definitely like the discovery phase. Like we put out the first record just to sort of put our name out, and then did that single as like sort of a stepping stone. And then this record was a much more reflection of what we wanted.
Yeah.
And with like that song coming out in 2019, and then we had some spare time to think about with COVID. So we're like, all right, let's have a think and put like our influences together, and that's what came out. And that's what we're very happy with now. I think it's pretty spot on.
That's awesome, man. And Nathan, vocally, in terms of things with your screaming and stuff like that, where do you plan on moving forward?
I don't know, really. Like, I definitely want to explore different possibilities. Like, you know, I have a wide range.
Yeah.
Especially coming from like a deathcore sort of background when I was younger. I want to get a bit silly in some sorts, but I'll push it too far.
A bit Will Ramosy. We know how he goes a bit fucking.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe not Will Ramosy, but like.
Yeah, I get you.
I definitely want to diversify it a little bit. Like I listen, because obviously I joined Atlas early last year.
Yeah.
Early to mid last year. And the whole EP was already sort of recorded, and I sort of had to just go in not long after joining and record. And like looking back on it, I'm sort of like I'm happy with it still, but like looking back on it, I'm like I could have been a bit more diverse in what I did.
Yeah, and I think being a part of the writing process next time will also help with that.
Yeah, for sure. You know, obviously being more of a part of the writing process, like you said.
This one,
yeah. I just want to, you know, put a bit more me in it. I think that's what I want.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's definitely something I'm looking forward to, is having your input, because obviously, when you came in, it was already recorded, ready to go.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would have loved you to have had some more input, but just the timelines didn't really line up, and we were already sort of running behind schedule. So it was just a matter of just get in and like get it done.
Yeah, and it still turned out amazing. So it's like
yeah.
Yeah,
he killed it. It was like 3 days.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was lucky as well, because like, we got in just before like COVID kicked off again, like the lockdowns and all that. I think we got in with Scotty. Fuck, when did we go in? When did I go in to record? You remember?
Like was it around this time?
I think it was maybe a bit earlier than this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
very
because then we went and recorded the Nazareth video in August, and we got to do one day, and then we're supposed to do the next Monday. We were supposed to do the Monday, and then lockdowns like were straight back in, and we only got to do half the music video.
Oh,
yeah,
full on.
While we were filming, I was like, "Oh, that's sick."
Oh, really?
So
What?
is this how long you've been sitting on the EP for before it's released, in terms of like knowing basically what everything was going to be?
Oh yeah, we've been sitting on it for a long time.
Wow.
Mm.
Hey, look, sometimes, you know what I mean? What do they say?
You got to get I guess it's all the marketing as well. You got to get your plan right.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah, we had to figure out. Was planning 6 months in, 6 months ahead of like, okay, so we've got this song coming out, filming this video, got these promos coming up, got this merch, like.
Yeah.
Because we were doing merch releases with every single, and we were doing a video for nearly every song, and
Such a good idea, bro.
yeah, it's just so much planning. So
Yeah.
we really had to make sure everything was tight knit before we went head first and was ready to go. I didn't want to go in unprepared and forget all these things, and then it don't be the best release that it could have been.
Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah.
obviously,
Sorry, you go. No, you go.
obviously, like they already had all this stuff sort of done like really early last year, / late 2020. 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20.
And then obviously the old vocalist left, so that sort of put a huge halt on everything.
Yeah.
Well, they've fucked around and found someone else. So obviously it's a long process.
Oh, yeah, definitely, man.
And for you, like, I mean, and this is why we love the pod too, because to hear that story and to know what you've actually been able to bring to the record, that's a pretty fucking big shout out to you and your personal talent. Obviously for the band as well, being able to make it all work and everything that you've done. But I think you deserve a personal bit of props there for being able to come in late and still be able to add something. And it stands out, man. Like, it doesn't feel like you haven't,
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's been placed on top.
No,
at all.
I can quite honest.
Yeah.
At the very beginning, I said, you said you don't have much talent or whatever, but I can definitely tell, and that definitely sticks out. So it's the sky's the absolute fucking limit when it comes to what you guys are going to be able to do again. And it's hard. It's that balancing act, man. Like you said, you want to add different things, but you also don't want to stray too far. As we said, with this record, feeling like the band overall has kind of found its sound, and obviously you coming in probably has added to that as well. But then you also don't want to go too far in the other direction and be like, oh shit, this isn't what just kind of took off a bit with our last EP. And every band's having that struggle, man. It's a fine line.
I think there's definitely, like, I don't know, coming into the band from an outsider point of view to being a part of the band, there's definitely key elements that make Atlas. Like, there is, like, they're balls to the wall heavy. We're all, like, this is me coming in, like, balls to the wall heavy, and then they just have that, like, melodic sort of but they seamless. It's seamless, like
it's a dreamscape that just kind of evolves.
Yeah, we said that in the reaction.
We did.
The transition from ambient prettiness to absolute get fuckery, we'll call it. It's just, but again, it can get gimmicky. That's like, you've got a lot of bands that do that and it works, but it also feels forced or gimmicky or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas it just sounds like the Atlas sound. And that is, I mean, really, it's honestly the best compliment that I can give you guys, because it's not just balls to the wall heavy where you're like, okay, when is the change up going to come? And like, something's going to be different. And it's not where it feels like, oh, they've just tried too hard to go stupid heavy to light. And
it's something I've always, like, in my old bands, we always tried to achieve, but never quite got, like, to the point where Atlas have got it. I think we've really, nailed that sort of sound, and we've sort of made it our own. This EP, and I know a lot of people have said that to me as well, which is, like, definitely something we want to keep and not stray too far from, but we sort of try and explore that and push it as far as we can go.
Of course, yeah. And
that was Oh no, sorry, you go.
No, I was just gonna say it's just testament to the songwriting of all of you, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I was just going to add on was just saying, yeah, that was definitely a big thing that we wanted to do, was have that diversity, not just be the same over and over again, because I didn't want to become, I suppose, too predictable in a sense, like where everyone's just going to go, okay, I know this is coming sort of thing. So that was definitely a big thing on the record, was keeping that nice variety in the blend. So it was just every song was different in its own sense, and it could stand out in a way, so it wasn't just like it had its key points where it was like, okay, this song is memorable for this, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, man.
And that's exactly the Comezapine breakdown. Like, I mean, I've heard about every fucking breakdown there is in the book, and yet that one still stuck out to me so just insanely. So for you to be able to, I think every fucking drinks we have, we're like dying to show each other breakdowns. You know what I mean? It's our fucking life.
Yeah.
So to be able to, and we're not just gassing you up. Honestly, I promise that this is genuine. To have one that just stood out so much from everything else, but yet still ticked all the boxes of everything that I've loved in every breakdown ever. That's a huge achievement. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that is a song that won't just be. That'll be in my playlist for a fucking long time to come. And that's
to mainstay,
that's
mate.
a big achievement. So.
Yeah.
Even when I first heard that song, like Clav sent me over the whole EP, and I was like listening to it and shit, and I was like, the end breakdown came on, and obviously Borthy already had his vocals in there and stuff, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is that? Like, that was so not something I expected, like.
Yeah.
100%. It definitely stuck with me from that moment. I remember going, because originally I think the boys thought that Kotokushi was going to be like the big main single.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, they'd listen to the EP like over and over again for like 6 to 8 months or whatever, and I came in and I was like, dude, Comethazine is the big one. Like, I was saying that to Borthy in the car on the way up one day to practice. I was like, dude, how do you feel that Comethazine is the main single? Because like, that is the main single.
Like, yeah.
I mean, like,
and and that's what's ended up happening as well. It's and the thing I love is that we'll get messages now from people that listen to the pod, like the amount of people that have like heard us talk about music, and then will message us and be like, all right, I finally started listening. Even like Polaris, they'll be like, they've never heard it before, and they're like, holy shit, this band's amazing. So we'll get some messages now where people
they go and they're like, fuck that breakdown.
Like 40 minutes of the pod. I went and listened to it. All right, I get it. I see why you talked about it so much. So.
All right, Nick, Nathan, should we get into the questions and should we fire some of these hardcore questions at you or what?
Go for it.
Oh, let's go.
We need a little bell.
A little breakdown.
Yeah, like a little triangle, like a little ding.
A little.
Let's get a soundboard.
A soundboard. Well, we did have a soundboard on my old interface. We just never used it, so I got rid of it. But
we only had our intro on there, and we never used that. Anyway.
All right.
So we have a recurring segment called the Questions, where every guest answers a set of questions. It's kind of moved and chopped around a couple of times.
We forget some of them, but
question number one for both of you is, and it's a toughie. We start off with a toughie. What is your favourite song of all time?
I never failed him.
You're not allowed to ask that, man.
I know.
All right.
Blasphemy.
So after we say that and get the initial reaction, we say you can give us a top three, but then after you give us that top three, we're still going to be like, all right, pick one.
Fuck. Clabs has gone first because you chucked.
Oh, god damn it! I mean,
you chucked me in the deep end.
I've been like preparing myself all week, trying to like, okay, I know this question's going to come up. Like, how am I going to answer this? And just still couldn't do it.
Still can't get it.
I'll have to do it three.
Okay.
That's okay.
Okay, I'll have to do three.
This is so hard.
God damn it. All right, top three would be, one would be Set to, this is in no order, by the way. So when I say one, but Set to Fail by Lamb of God would be one.
Okay, we haven't had any Lamb of God. No.
Oh, dude, I love Lamb of God.
Yeah, a classic, bro. Classic.
Set to Fail by Lamb of God, My Way by Limp Bizkit, and probably Sex Tape by Deftones.
Whoa.
Hey, are you a wrestling fan?
I like
Bill?
that.
Did you ever watch wrestling back in the day?
I was. Yeah.
So do you know the My Way like Stone Cold Rock
Yes.
like promo video where it's like the best promo video of all time?
Yes, I do.
Dude, I've got goosebumps right now
Yeah.
like, thinking about that fucking promo video. Dude, I'm the biggest.
Yeah,
fan of
wrestling like introduced me into like heaps of the alternate like Alter Bridge and stuff
dude,
like
I
that
used
as
to love
well.
those for the fucking
Yeah.
intros. Even like the Hardy Boys coming out and they're like,
Yeah.
dude, I was fucking all about that shit.
No, that's a good top 3, man. I like it.
Well
I like it.
You've set the bar high. What do you got for us, Coffee?
Oh, fuck. Even as we're saying this now, like there's all these songs going through my head. Fuck. I'd have to say. No, I can't. Now I've gone blank. I'd say "Sadness Will Never End" by Bring Me Horizon.
Oh, I love that song, bro. That album is one of my favorite albums of all time. It really is.
I was jamming it on Saturday night actually, the whole album all the way through.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking love that album.
Yeah.
Fuck. Maybe "In the End" by Linkin Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only song I can play on piano is the
Really?
It's all I can play on piano.
No shit.
And "Heaven" by DJ Sammy. They're my 2 piano claims to fame. So if you guys need a pianist, you've got the guy.
You get a big ginger on the stage with you.
Big ginger pianist.
That's what you want, bro. That's what you want. I've been doing stand-up for like 10 years, so I've got a bit of stage presence about me. So if you need a big ginger penis,
I love it.
add that, make them suffer flair to the back of your band.
He can even wear a wig for you if you want.
Yeah, extra ginger.
Extra ginger.
Oh, because I'm going pretty grey. That's why I shave my head now. So I'll put on an actual extra ginger wig.
Get the side fan going for you, so it's wisping.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh shit.
So that was number 2.
That was number 2. Did you have 3 or is this just the top 2?
I do have 3. I was gonna say, fuck. What was I gonna say? "My Last Serenade" by Killswitch Engage.
Oh, good song.
Yeah.
That was one of the first ones I heard from them ever, and also it was like, the fuck, this guy's doing both. Like, you know, how's he like? Yeah, the way they go from so heavy and stuff to.
Yeah, and his clean singing as well is so like low and powerful. Like it's got its own style almost like.
And "My Last Serenade" is a very good like testament to his ability as well in that.
That was just so raw and like, you know, just energetic, and they just wanted to show the fucking world what they have. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
You talked about Guitar Hero before. Nick, I found "My Curse" from Guitar Hero 3. That's what started.
That's my favorite Killswitch song.
I know, right? How good! I can't believe it was a bonus song. Like
I know, right? And like "Rise Against" and all of that. Like that was where I got into "Rise Against" and "Killswitch Engage" was from the bonus section of Guitar Hero 3. But yeah, playing that riff even on Guitar Hero.
Which one?
Made me
Yeah.
Made me fall in love with that riff, and then eventually the band, and then "End of Heartache" and all of that stuff as well. So
did you ever remember that Fall of Troy song that was on that Guitar Hero, that same game?
Oh, is that the NE whatever it is? Is that the one?
FCREP
That's the one.
remix, I think it was.
Yeah, I've got that in my
That
Spotify.
song. Yeah, I was like, what is Matt?
Yeah, dude, that song's amazing.
Yeah, Guitar Hero had some bangers, man. I remember they had "System of a Down" on there.
Yeah, one
they had
song that was like, I asked my mum to get me a Pepsi. She wouldn't get me a Pepsi like a hell.
Really? I don't remember that.
Fucking song. I remember that off Guitar Hero.
All
right,
love it. All right,
I'll
hit you with question number 2. Who is your favorite comedian or comedic actor?
I'd probably say Jimmy Carr.
Jimmy Carr.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a good one.
I don't think we've had any Jimmy Carr.
No.
Yeah. I'm a massive sucker for Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah.
I always have since I was a kid. Yeah. Been massive sucker for Adam Sandler. Love his stuff. He went through a stage where I was like, I cannot stand you.
Yeah. Well, the one about him making shoes, I was like, what is going on here, man? The cobbler, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen that one, but like,
I wouldn't bother.
I didn't hear anything good about it. That's probably why I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some really good ones in there. Like I used to like when I was younger, just like love watching Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, Happy Gilmore's a classic, bro.
Big Daddy and all that sort of stuff.
There was
The Water Boy.
There was a meme I saw yesterday that was like,
Little Nicky.
Oh yeah, fucking good movie.
96 to 98 or something like, or 95 to 98, and he releases like,
Oh yeah,
Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, Big Daddy,
it's
Water
like
Boy, and he's like, that's like Jordan's.
the Jordan era.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'll pay that. That
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
that was just banger after banger movie as well.
Yeah.
It just couldn't miss. And then unfortunately missed about 6 times in a row from like 2015.
Was it Click? Was it what was the one where he had that remote where he went back?
I loved
cried
it.
my eyes out.
I fucking lost my mind. I was crying so hard.
Yeah, even when I watched Click to this day, I fucking cry.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
It was
nuts.
the 2 movies that killed me as a kid was that, like in terms of like bawling my eyes out, and when he kills the fucking dog in I Am Legend.
Oh.
There were 2 scenes, bro.
Yeah, and Forrest Gump fucked me up too, I will admit.
You know, I've never seen Forrest Gump.
Bullshit. You've never
Oh,
seen
you have to watch Forrest.
Oh, you have to watch Forrest Gump, bro.
I've never seen Top Gun. I've never seen Forrest Gump. I've never seen Shawshank Redemption. It's just some bit. I've just
Gotta see fucking Forrest Gump and Shawshank.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Scenes, dude.
Yeah. Get around the Gump, bro.
They're 2 of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too.
I love Shawshank.
I know what I'm doing when I get home.
Yeah.
Not that, because I'm pretty tired.
They're both really long movies.
Yeah.
What was it? What about
I think we got him, Jimmy Carr.
Yeah, Jimmy Carr. Yeah,
we've done it.
we've done it.
Question
All right.
number 3.
Question number 3. Hit him.
Have you guys ever meditated before?
Yes.
Yep. What's your experience with it? Still something you do actively now?
When I was having a pretty tough time with my mental health when I was around 22, 23, 24.
Yep.
It was something that was suggested to me by my therapist. And I went with my dad, and we'd go to the Buddhist temple around the corner from our house and meditate there with all the Buddhists.
That's cool.
It was mad, dude. Like,
that's cool.
Really good. I still do it every now and then, but I don't do it as much as I should, probably. It's not something that's a part of my life as much as it was then, but I really found it helpful for me in my mindfulness and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Just like, obviously, I don't know if you guys have done it. Obviously, that's a question that you...
Yeah.
Because you have
not
had...
as much as we should. That's that always our answer to the question as well. But I've kind of found that, like, we talk about this on the pod all the time, like it kind of takes more forms than what I imagined.
Yeah, it's
like,
not just cross-legged sitting.
Pod, I've realized, like, you know, for me, like, I love like playing a bit of games or whatever, and like I've found that is kind of like my meditation because it allows me like complete calm and complete escape from whatever's going on. But I never saw it as that before, like, and because I even had exes and that were like, why do you fucking play games or whatever? So it kind of like I didn't even use it in the way that I should have been using it, and now like for me I'm like that is my meditation. Like obviously, you know, going for walks and stuff as well, I find like really meditating, like listening to a podcast and like getting that natural like exercise burn from a walk.
It's more of a it's I think a lot of people don't realize it's more of a state of mind than like like sitting there and meditation comes in like heaps of different forms. So I don't know. Like putting like Clav's answer.
What about you?
I was gonna say, like, I haven't done anything to the level that Nathan has done. I am more of just like I'll like to go away into like my like studio room and just shut off and just like sit back and listen to some music. Like I'll listen to like lo-fi, vaporwave, like really, really chilled out music, and that's when I start writing music.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Like it's just it's weird to think when I listen back to like the record and hear how angry I am and how sad I am, and then thinking that I was listening to like lo-fi vaporwave.
Yeah.
Chilled out music, and this is what I get out of it.
Yeah,
that's killer that it can manifest that way, though, man.
That's how I've always
shut
been.
off everything but what's going on in the brain. So you know what I mean? Like, there's no outside interference at all. That music is allowing you to shut off so that you can just be the rest of your mind and the fucking pen and paper.
For sure. Like, there's been times where I've done it, and before I've known, like 3 hours has passed, and I was like, geez, I need to get up and start doing things. Like, I've been sitting down in my own little head for like 3 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have been sleeping.
All right, should we hit him with the next question?
Yeah, what is one conspiracy that you guys absolutely believe in?
Fuck. I don't really. I don't really.
Every question.
Every question is a stinger.
I don't know if I really buy into too many conspiracy theory sort of things.
Yeah, you think everything's more coincidental?
Yeah, I think shit's just random and cooked. I
Yeah.
don't know. Like, I don't. But I don't look into it, that sort of thing. So I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
there could be ones out there that I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, you know.
Yeah.
But you know,
Do you think aliens exist?
yeah, fuck
100%.
it.
100%.
There is no way that they don't.
Yeah,
Hey, they still
exactly,
reckon
bro.
that's a conspiracy theory, so there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Like,
if
I
that's a
mean,
conspiracy theory, I 100% buy into it.
Okay.
I mean, like you see those photos that telescope was putting out of all the like galaxies and stuff like that. You cannot tell me that we are the only people that exist
Yeah.
in all of that. Like it's infinite. Like there's no way.
100%. And considering how many different planets are in the Goldilocks zone, like what we are, that are based around 23 degrees centigrade or whatever it is, there has to be. There has to be.
Yeah.
And those are only the ones we know.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
Now they're recording a podcast, and instead of the upside down V, they've got an upside down A, and they're talking about their sound and their favorite songs of all time.
Yeah, they're from Finland.
We know you're out there.
We know you're out there. All right.
Shout out aliens.
Yeah. Can we jump back for a second? The upside down V. I meant to ask this. What's the story? Was that always in the plans, or?
Nah, definitely not. Like when we were in the process of like figuring out band names, we would do the old like search up on Spotify and see like how many like band names came up as such. And we did Atlas, and there was like only like a small handful, and then so we sort of sat on that for a bit, and then a couple of weeks later was the AFL grand final, and like got to halftime, and this ad came up for a website, and it was about making websites for like musicians and bands and stuff, and it was like the whole ad. It was when I find it, I'll have to send it to you because I was like, when I saw, I was like, this can't be real, and it was like all these different bands saying like we are Atlas, like spelt the normal way, and then it was like there's 136 bands named Atlas, and I sent it to the boys, and like this is a sign, like this is a sign, like we're gonna have to change this, and we sat down, we're like, oh, and I don't know who said it, but someone had suggested, what if we like inverted the A and made it into a V? And so we typed that in, and there was nobody. I'm like, all right, well, we're taking that.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And it works as well. Like it's just cool. And it's, it's kind of, we got a few bands out there like Landmarks and that as well that does it. So it's like, it fits the theme of other bands, but it's still your own.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, it took us like 2 years to get over the all like, what's it, ATLVS and all this.
Yeah.
It took us years to get over that, but yeah.
Then it's like you type it in the Google, bro.
Exactly.
Where the fucking first thing that comes up.
Exactly, and that's what you don't want to be drowning in, like a sea of fucking actual atlases. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
that's right. Yeah, you guys they're just like learn geography.
Learn about the Pacific.
Exactly. So we don't have to compete with anyone else that's trying to.
Yeah, that's what you want, bro. That's
yeah.
What you
Well,
want.
that's when we found out. Like later down the track, there was an actual Atlas band spelled the correct way from Finland, and the only way I found that out was because their PR company had like tagged a video of them, but tagged us,
right,
and not them. And I messaged them like, "Yeah, boys, this is the wrong Atlas," and then sent them the actual one they should be tagging. And I was just like, "Oh, there you go. I'm glad we didn't go the normal way because there's one in Finland doing the exact same thing."
Yeah, man. That would happen way too often. That's like Polaris. They would probably still get inquiries about all-terrain vehicles and fucking.
And there's even there's some like weird like symphonic like violinist or something called Polaris.
Is there?
And they keep uploading her content to the Polaris page. So you'll get like a notification like Polaris released new music, and then you'll open it and it'll be like
sometimes shredding the violin,
They'll put a post up about it like, yes, that's not our new song, and then everyone will be like, oh, I thought your sound changed, like just like, generic wanky
to this day, my first band, Hands of Hope, still gets messages from like people in like Africa and shit being like, you guys are charity, like,
Oh, really?
Yeah, like thinking of like some sort of like charity. Obviously, there's a charity over there. It's like called Hands of Hope or something. But like, yeah, we got them for years, man, and still get them.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's one way to get the algorithm like.
Yeah, yeah.
After an African charity.
African charity, yeah.
Yeah.
Name me band UNICEF. Like.
All right.
All right. The next question. What's the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
The best piece of advice that I was probably ever given was the last words that my other grandfather had said to me before he'd passed away. And it is, life is what you make it. And so because he's Italian, so I ended up getting it tattooed on my ribs in Italian because we used to speak it a lot when he was alive. And then after he passed, we didn't really speak it much anymore. But
Yeah.
it always stuck with me. And that's why I'm a big thing of like, you get out what you put in. So like,
Fuck yeah.
if I want to make my life like this way, I need to put in the effort. Like it's not going to fall in my lap.
Absolutely.
And I don't want to finish it knowing that I didn't give it all. So that's, that was
like
the
that,
advice
man.
that definitely took on for me.
I like that.
You're smashing these Gutturals out of the park, dude. You're just like,
Oh shit.
Coffee's over
Yeah.
here, just like, fuck.
yeah.
I did some like thinking about this. I wanted to come in prepared.
Yeah,
You've
fuck
done
yeah,
well,
man. Fuck yeah.
You're on
It's-
you're on an A- at the moment.
I know the questions too because I listened to the podcast and I still haven't prepared myself. I guess I'm just that kind of person.
Yeah. They're on the fly. Every question's brand new. Like.
Yeah.
All right. Is there any more before the actual big stinger?
Yeah, there is one more, but he hasn't even
Okay.
given
Yeah.
us
No.
his advice yet.
I've completely forgotten now.
Yeah.
It's hard, I guess. It's probably like a way too big of a topic to like go into, but like I'm like donor conceived, so like my dad's sperm isn't like the sperm that like conceived me. Like we had to have a donor sperm.
Yeah.
And the only thing I knew about like my biological dad was just like this one sheet of paper, and on it he put like, it was like any quote you want to put, and it was man cannot discover new oceans if he doesn't have the sight. It doesn't have the courage to lose sight of the shore.
Wow.
And I sort of,
Yeah.
I found that one, like I found out about all that sort of stuff when I was like 13. My parents sat me down and told me, and obviously showed me the sheet of paper that has like all the stuff on it, his height and all that sort of stuff, and then his quote that he wanted to give me.
That's
And,
crazy, dude.
Yeah, it's a huge thing.
Coffee. Sorry, Nick.
It's a huge thing, and that story has developed heaps since then.
Yeah.
I've gone on to actually meet him.
Wow. How'd that go?
Yeah, it went really well. I can link you guys afterwards. Channel 7 did like a story on it and stuff.
Oh, cool. Yeah, do it.
So it was sort of like they changed the laws here like retroactively, so it's not anonymous anymore.
Okay.
And like if both parties consent to like meeting or like getting in contact, they can.
Okay.
That only happened a few years ago, but like I can link you guys afterwards.
Yeah, and how did you find that, man? Did it give you some kind of answers that you maybe were searching for, or?
Yeah, definitely. Like even like I definitely like took those words into like account with like even I had a choice of being like, do I want to open myself up to contact from these kind of people, whoever this is,
Yeah.
And it's like you can't you can't open yourself up to new experiences if you just don't have the courage to do that sort of thing, and
Like really embodies as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So Ken's an awesome bloke, and he lives in Adelaide.
Oh, there you go.
And were the parents
Yeah.
supportive as well?
Yeah, 100%.
That's so
That's
cool.
good, man.
That's
Yeah.
awesome, man.
Yeah, it was long-winded answer to that question because I had to explain.
No, dude.
Nah, that's cool, man. That's cool.
But,
I fuck with that.
Yeah, it definitely had a big impact on my life, that quote, I think, because it was sort of like, just from this man I was never supposed to meet,
Mm.
and then I did end up meeting him eventually because, of pretty much like, not because of those words, but like definitely had an impact on how I live my life and stuff. So
Well, if the
Nice.
quote was like, "Oh, don't go in the pool 30 minutes after swimming."
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You probably would have been like, yeah, okay, cool. That's but the intrigue because of the power. Like, I mean, when you said it, it it resonated so much with me. That's the kind of thing that draws you into like, wow, like that's really profound. And so then that's the kind of thing that already sparks that interest of like, I want to know more about the person that's responsible for my existence, in some way, shape or form. So that's really I'm glad you gave us the long-winded answer.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I trust your questions ability.
Yeah, and all of a sudden he's
coming
coming
with the left, right, good night on this third to last question. The second to last question, which is one we've added recently, which
that's right. Yeah, I remember this one now.
Is what 3 things are you guys grateful for today?
Do you want me to go, Clive?
Yeah, you go. I'm just trying to think of 3 things that I'm grateful for a lot of things, but I'm trying to think of 3 things. Like
when I wake up and I think about 3 things I'm grateful for every day, it would have to be my family. Like I have such a supportive, loving family that a lot of people don't have that. So I'm very grateful for that. The fact that I live where I live and I can have a roof over my head.
Yeah.
Australia is such a good country.
Fuck yeah.
And so many people in this world will never get any of the opportunities we get just by being born here by default. And music, yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah,
that's cool, man. What about you, Nick?
3 things that I'm grateful. I'm definitely grateful for to have the sort of work that I can do. Like being a subcontractor, I'm able to work the hours that I want to work, but I'm also able to leave whenever I feel to be able to do music, which is, I mean, obviously if that was a chance to be able to make that as a full-time living, I would do that. So
yeah,
to be able to have the job that I have and being a subcontractor, I can freely leave and go on tour and do music videos like that. So to be able to do do what I love makes it so much easier. I'm grateful for, family would definitely be a big one. I'm definitely a big family person. So
that's good, man.
To have someone that's, be able to talk to and vent to and stuff like that, it's a big thing for me. And third thing would be, I'd have to say probably the same as like Nathan, like music is just such a big part of my life. So to have that, I'm super grateful for, because if I didn't have that, geez, I don't know where I'd be if I didn't have music.
Yeah, man, I feel you.
I agree. Yeah. Again, this pod never started out. We knew we were going to talk about music, but we never started it out, despite it being called Wormholes, as we say at the time, named after the volume song. But it was never going to be what it started to become recently, which is having these conversations with legends like yourself. But which is kind of taken that way because of how passionate we are about music. After we did those first couple of episodes with Seiran and Patient 67, we were like, fuck, that was a lot of fun getting to learn about the people. And, we say this every time, but now when I eventually get to see you guys again, it just adds another level to me loving you guys, unless you came on today and you were both arseholes or whatever, but you've been absolutely and we appreciate it so much. But now I'm even more keen because I want to come to the show. I want to meet you guys in person.
Yeah.
We're going to hang out with Tom from Patient 67 next week when those guys come down. So it just adds this whole other level to the thing that we are already so passionate about.
Yeah. And the stories, bro. Yeah. And all the fucking stories, it's not just about hardcore or music or whatever it may be. Even though the initial platform is all right, let's get bands on and talk about it. We end up talking about all these other crazy bits and pieces, and and it's something special, man.
It kind of really comes back to the Unify thing. Again, the people that are drawn to this music.
Yeah,
are such much more deeper, intricate, loving human beings, and
less
I think
fuck bags.
That's what shines through in these conversations that we're having, man. Is just I don't know, we're just the best that society's got. Really, I think that's what I'm trying to get at.
It's the lack of ego, bro. It's the lack of ego.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about heavy music and just music in general is Like, I love music and stuff, but the people you get to meet through being a part of music is the best. Like,
Yeah.
I'd say 99% of my friends I've made through music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't have any friends I didn't have friends at school or anything. You know, I was just that one weird kid that listened to music, and then I went out and, you know, found like-minded people, and there's so many people in this scene just have that, like, you know, open, like-minded, you know, attitude
Yeah, man.
that I
100%.
have, and, you know, I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, so
Fuck
relatable.
yeah. Yeah, man, exactly.
That
Yeah.
Polaris show that he was here recently, you know, so there was people I hadn't seen for 2 years because I've just got this like network of people that I've only ever seen at shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just people that I've probably, some of them I don't even know their name or whatever. It's just like I've seen them at shows for so many years. And that was the first big show to come to Adelaide since the pandemic, and we're all just there again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
clockwork. And so it's just such an amazing thing, and you're just like, yeah, what's been going on? And they're like, oh, you know, pandemic things. It's just
Yeah.
like, but it's, you just can guarantee that these people are going to be here. And so then you get excited about going to a show because you know that's going to happen as well. You're like, oh, I can't wait to catch up with my showmate whose name I don't know.
Yeah. All right, we're approaching an hour and a half, boys, and it's been an amazing chat so far. But do you want to hit them with the
The
final
question.
the roundhouse kick of questions?
Now, one of you has been doing your homework, so you should come with I hope you've got an essay answer to this one.
I have multiple questions for this.
We're gonna make Coffee take this. We're gonna take make him take this one first. Would you rather fight a horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? I'm getting good at delivering.
You are getting
I
good.
used to get jumbled all the time.
Yeah, I still will get it jumbled, bro. I can't fucking do it.
Okay, so the specification is it a particular like size of duck, like the species of duck, like, or is it just like an average size duck?
Just your stock
It's an
standard.
average duck that's the size of a general horse. General duck, general horse.
Just your general
Stock.
brown duck with an orange bill.
I reckon I could take on 100 duck-sized horses because I have pretty big feet and I just stomp them all.
Yeah.
A fucking horse-sized duck would be fucking nightmarish.
Yeah, it scares the fuck out of me too. What about you, Nick?
So my question is, with the 100 duck-sized horses, are they just coming all at me at once, or
Fuck yeah, they are.
like, or like waves? Are we going like
No waves, baby. They're coming straight at you.
Yeah, no, I'll take on 100 duck-sized horses for sure. I'm just going.
You set yourself up to be like, oh no, if they're all coming at once, man,
Yeah, they're coming in
I wanted to
play.
know, can I go full like anger just at once, or if I got to like take my time with it? I'm like, all right, I've gone through the first fight, right? When's the next one coming?
You're like, oh, I got work to do.
yeah. The way I look at it is think about how scared people are of just one duck-sized duck, right? And you think about horses, right? They're a lot more, you know, full on than a duck.
Big duck-sized horses still have the same strength as a horse-sized horse.
That's where we've had arguments before, because I said the muscle density of a horse is a lot more than a duck.
Right?
So these little horses would probably be a lot heavier than your stock standard duck.
Man, this question can go so deep.
Yeah, you can kind of.
It's its own philosophy, right?
It is.
Didn't we have this conversation at the weekend at band practice?
I think so. Yes.
Fuck, we did. And we still didn't come to fucking proper.
Yeah, we're starting to get around, like, I don't know. You probably say 55 your way, 45 my way. Yeah, because like I would rather take on the one duck because I like the big duck because I'm not too worried about it. Just knock him down, game over. But when you're facing 100, you got to think it's not 1, it's not 10, it's not 20, it's not 50. It's 100.
Here's a good counter argument.
Imagine how big his fucking bill is.
Yeah, right.
It would be a big deal, but
Yeah,
you know.
you'd have to get that. You have to be so lucky to get it. Otherwise, if you didn't, it's game over.
Yeah.
But it's not like he's got teeth
You know
though.
what I was
Like
gonna
he's.
say, though? You were talking about the thing. We all know a fact of the smaller the horse, the like cuter and like less threatening it gets, right?
Have you been kicked by a fucking Shetland pony before?
No, but I'm sure
Yes.
I'll still be like.
Have you?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I grew up on a farm, so yes, I have.
What was the
Oh, dude, it sucked.
Oh,
Oh no! No, it wasn't cute.
its name was Nibbles.
Oh no. Nibbles fucked you up.
It was. I
Oh.
turned my back for 1 second, and he's like, "I've got you now."
One horse-sized duck or 100 nibbles?
Oh, that's game over. It's 100 Nibbles.
Well, legends, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, boys.
So much. We really appreciate it. It's been, as I said, an hour and a half flies when you're having this much fun. We really appreciate you taking the time again. You know, we're not the biggest pod in the world yet. One day we'll be there, but you know, you guys giving us your time to go through your stories and getting pretty deep with it as well, man. You know, telling us some pretty personal shit. We really love it. So all the best for you guys. I'm shattered. I'm not going to be catching you guys, but when you're back in Adelaide again, I'll definitely be ready to
be down there.
Take my spot on that keyboard on the stage with my ginger.
Oh fuck yeah!
Don't plug it in.
Don't plug it in. Nah, don't plug it in.
All in the back end.
And the videos of it will come out better.
Yeah, red hot. And if you're listening now, make sure you go and check out Atlas. Go and have a listen to their latest EP. Go and check out all their music videos on YouTube. If you're into your heavy stuff like a lot of our listeners are, you're gonna love it. You know, guaranteed.
Do yourself a massive favor. And is there anything else you guys want to shout out? Any solo projects or OnlyFans or anything that you guys, any feet pics you want to get out there before we wrap it up?
Just want to quickly shout out hopefully this comes out before we go on tour, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we have a tour coming up, Australian tour with Dissect that we've put together 100% ourselves.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, we're hitting up Maroochydore, like Sunny Coast, Brisbane, Newcastle, Adelaide, Melbourne, and Perth. So,
awesome. What day does that start?
That starts next week. We start on the 25th of August in Maroochydore, 26th of August, Brisbane, 27th of August in Newcastle, and then we hit up Adelaide on the 2nd of September, go back to Melbourne, 3rd of September, and then over to Perth on the 10th. 9th.
Love it. We'll have that. We'll have this episode out by then, boys. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
we would love to see some people down there.
Yeah.
Come up and say hi.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, legends. Thank you so much.
All right, boys.
Did Clavs have anything else to add?
Oh yeah, did he have anything to add?
If anything, all I just want to say is to thank you to anyone who's taken the time to listen to our music, watch our videos, like anything. Like, for anyone that like takes the time out of their day to listen to me, you've got all the time in the world for me. Like, I'll give you anything. Like, it's super appreciated because, like, yeah, the amount of work we put in, you know, financially, physically, emotionally, and everything like that. So I'm going to take the 10 seconds, even if it is, to say our music is super appreciated. So that's all I wanted to say was just thank you to everyone.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Love it.
Shout out to you guys for putting in the work.
Boys. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no, thanks, guys. Yeah, no, we've loved the chat. It's been a great time with you boys, and we can't wait to have you again in the future. And we'll go around.
Whole gang on next time. We'll get you all like a Backstreet Boys, like piled into one
into one webcam.
Into one webcam. Yeah. Just rotate the mic.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
All right, thanks, boys.
Love it. All right.
Hell yeah.
Until it destroyed my mind. Methazine spreads through my veins, a numbness blossoms. Your eyes shift right through my head, a perfect